For a limited time, 30-day all-access passes are discounted from $349 to $199, saving you $150 and coming out to just $6.63 per day. We have decided to sweeten this deal and allow our clients to extend this big discount for 60 days, saving $300 and locking in their favorite WagerTalk handicapper for the next 2 months for only $300.98. Have an existing all-access pass? No worries. Your 60 days will be added to your current subscription and won't kick in until your current access expires.
Hey guys, happy Friday. Welcome in. Time for another edition of the Pony Pundits as we get ready for the final points race that's going to determine who is going to make it to Kentucky for the Derby, and who better to discuss it with than our two good friends here, Marco D'Angelo of WagerTalk.com, as well as Sig, the guys that have been on this journey with you from the start as we get ready for the 85th running of the Arkansas Derby. And this is it here, guys. I mean, Marco, this is it, right? All the marbles here. Everything will be determined after this race on Saturday as far as who are those top 20 horses, who's going. Even if they get in, Marco, there's no guarantee that some of these owners and trainers are going to say, yeah, sure, no problem, take it. So a lot to be determined, but we got to get through tomorrow's race first.
Yeah, there's actually two races tomorrow, Joe. The big one is the Arkansas Derby, which 100 points are on the line, 40 for second. That's going to determine, it's only a 6-horse field. The heavy favorite's already in, doesn't need the points, but when we talk about it, we'll explain why he's the horse to beat and should be the winner. But a lot of horses, the other 5 in here, whoever finishes second, except one of the horses would not have enough points to get in, is going to make the Derby. Now, there is another race at Keeneland. It's a lesser race. It's the Lexington Stakes, and there are points on the line there. Only 20 points for the winner in that race, 8 points for second. But there's one of our old favorite horses in there, Joe, Proxy, with the blinkers on, looking to try to get into the Derby. He's sitting right outside looking in. He needs some points on Saturday to bump his way in. So excuse the pun, but eyes with the blinkers will be on him over at Keeneland. And Joe, I can't let it go before you bring in Sig, okay? If you didn't watch the show this morning over Wager Talk today with the Prez, I made a major error last night at a casino here, Red Rock Casino, and our buddy Sig benefited from it, Joe. I was doing a smart thing. We went to play poker at Red Rock together, and we ended up getting on the same table, Joe, and they told us to go to table 9 and get your chips and go to table 9. Well, I looked over at table 9 and saw that there was 2 empty seats, seat 4 and seat 5, and I immediately didn't get my chips. I ran to the table, set my phone down so I could pick what post position I wanted. I wanted to have him on my right so I could punish him all night at the poker table. Well, Sig ran like God, won a massive pot, like 8 hands into the session. He flopped quad 7s and got all the money in against a guy that had a full house, kings over 7s, but that's no good for quad 7s. So he won the big pot, and they were running a promotion last night. If you flopped quads, you got a $500 high hand bonus. So my buddy Sig's running like God right now. Unfortunately for Sig, security did come up to him at Red Rock last night, and they asked him what was going on because the metal detectors were going off. Well, after a cavity search was done on Sig, they found this. Okay? He had a horseshoe up his ass. Yes, he did. I have the proof. And unfortunately, I have to be holding this horseshoe after it came from the cavity search. That's all I got. Go ahead. You can talk to Sig.
Sig, just when you think you know a guy, they pull a horseshoe out of your ass. It's the most amazing thing. It really is. It's just unbelievable. But Sig, listen, I'm thinking what serves him right, because it was his choice to pick that seat, was it not?
It was. He actually didn't wait to buy his chips. He ran to the table, wanted to get position, and hey, it's karma. Karma bit him in the ass.
It really did. Horseshoe in the ass. We got a lot of ass going on here, guys. So this would be a good time for me to let you guys know a couple of things going on before we dive in to the Arkansas Derby. And of course, we're going to take a look at those standings for the Kentucky Derby in just a second as well, so we can see what horses are in, what they're out, what's the field looking like. I do want to let you know that Sig's daily racing forums, okay, guys, still the opportunity for you to hop on these all during the week. All you got to do is get his daily racing reports, because they're posted by 9 a.m. Eastern time each race day there. If you visit Sig's page there at WagerTalk.com, go get them. Great information, and, of course, a ton of winners in that report for you. And you can get them, of course, at WagerTalk.com. And Marco going with another all-access Saturday package, guys, including all of his picks at the tracks. And, of course, NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball, just $39. That'll give you access to everything that Marco's got posted here tomorrow, that being Saturday, all-access pass. Visit him at WagerTalk.com. All right, Marco, so it seems to me we got to cut 2 races left. Obviously, the big one, the 100-point race, is going to be the Arkansas Derby at Oaklawn. But where are we in the standings of all of this? Because when you take a look at the current top 20 here, there are some very familiar names, shall we say, on these, including the guy at the top there. What is that? Essential Quality #1, Marco.
Yeah, he's been the best, one of the 2 best horses on the Derby Trail all year, and undefeated heading into the Derby, and he's got all the points. He's in, but where the fun begins is when you get down to the bottom of the list. When you look at 20, in years past, 40 was almost a lock. If you had 40 points, you were in the Derby. There are several horses right there at 40 at the bottom. They're currently in, but as we said, there's points on the line this week. And one of the horses, if you look at horse number 21, Rombauer, was on the outside looking in. He has moved into the Derby at the moment because the 8th ranked horse is out of the Derby, and that is Greatest Honor. Off the Derby Trail with a minor injury. They're going to go take the precaution and not race him in the Derby, even though he has the points for it. So that opened up a slot for one of the horses, and Rombauer right now moved up. But if you look there, if you see our little buddy Proxy, he's sitting 22nd. He's racing in the Lexington Stakes. He's coming back on short rest to get that race. He needs points. So you know what they're doing. They put the blinkers on last time. That didn't quite work out so well for us, but I expect him to race big on Saturday. A first or second, it should be enough points to get him into the Derby, and that's what they're shooting for there. But this race, and I'll let Sig talk about it a little bit more, 5 of the 6 horses in the Arkansas Derby do not have enough points to get in. They need to finish second or better to get into the Derby. The 1 horse, the 6 horse, has no points at all. So 40 would put him on the fringe. He may need a win to get in if these other horses pick up some points and get over that 40 mark.
Yeah, it's funny, Sig. We look at this list over here. We throw it up. I'm looking at the trainer names. There's a lot of very familiar names on this list here, Sig, with some of the best horses from around the country here. But anything surprise you about this list? Do you think there's going to be a lot of changing by the end of the Derby tomorrow?
Joe, I don't see a whole lot of changes here. When we discuss the Arkansas Derby coming up here, I think both Marco and I landed on the same top horse. Bob Baffert's Concert Tour doesn't need the points, but is undefeated coming into Saturday's Arkansas Derby. They want to keep him undefeated. As Marco's told you guys before, it's great for the breeding rights to have an undefeated horse if he goes on to win the Kentucky Derby. They may keep him on the Triple Crown Trail. They may decide just to send him out to the stud barn there because that's where the most money is going to be made on the horse going forward. We see Essential Quality up top. If Concert Tour does what we expect him to do tomorrow, he's going to be number 2 probably in the morning line standings. But then it gets really interesting. I mean, I think it's a real diverse crop of 3-year-olds that we have here. And a lot of them haven't seen the other ones yet. And a lot of them are really improving. The number 3 horse on that list there, Like a King, we've never discussed on this show because he took the Turfway Park route to get to there. He finished second in the John Battaglia and then won the Jeff Ruby Stakes. But we've never seen him face the quality of horses that some of these horses have seen at Gulfstream in the Florida Derby, at Keeneland in the Bluegrass, at Santa Anita in the Santa Anita Derby, or at Aqueduct in the Wood. So it's going to be a little bit interesting for a horse like that to make the jump. Known Agenda's on the improve for Todd Pletcher, won the Florida Derby here. And Highly Motivated gave Essential Quality all he could handle last week in the Bluegrass. Essential Quality showed me a lot with the heart that he showed coming up to catch Highly Motivated in the stretch at Keeneland to win the Bluegrass. But I think Highly Motivated is a horse to watch as a long shot on Derby Day right now. He's on the improve for Chad Brown, and we know what he can do with horses.
Yeah, you certainly can there. A lot of money on that list there, guys. But we got to get through the races tomorrow first, and let's dive into them. As you heard Marco say, not a lot of options here in this race, but we do have 6 horses, and we'll start with the number 1 horse. And Sig, we're going to come to you first. Super stock here, 6-1. With Ricardo Santana Jr. on top, Steve Asmussen. Didn't we just see this with Caddo River, I believe, at Oaklawn, the Rebel Stakes? This horse looks mighty familiar to me. How about you? How do you like him in the Arkansas Derby?
Well, Joe, almost all these horses are going to look really familiar. We talked about them when we talked about the Rebel last month. 5 of the 6 horses in this field all faced each other in the Rebel, Superstock being one of those. He's only missed the board twice in his short career. He finished last in his debut and then rounded out the Superfecta last month in the Rebel. He was running late in the Rebel, and he was picking off tired horses. He's going to get an extra 16th of a mile in this race, so that extra distance should help him up a little bit. But I don't think he's a win contender in here. I think he is a contender to hit the board. I mean, it's only a 6-horse field, but there are horses, in my opinion, that we can completely cross off that won't hit the board here. His speed figures have been improving in every race, but he just seems outclassed by the field, and he needs to take a large leap forward here to be part of the exacta. But I most likely am going to use him on my trifectas and my superfectas deep on those tickets.
All right, going to number 2 here, Caddo River, and Marco, not great. 5th place finish, 6-5 favorite here in the Rebel Stakes. Back on March 13th, looking for a little revenge. Does he get it in your mind?
Yeah, I think he's going to be much better in this race than he was in the last race. If you watch that race, what happened with Caddo River? It was set up, it was supposed to be basically a match race between him and Concert Tour, and that's what developed. However, the jockey, Florent Geroux, tried to back Caddo River off. He did not want him to go with Concert Tour early. Concert Tour got the best of him coming out of the gate. And what ended up happening that entire race, if you watch him, he fought with Caddo River to try to get him to relax. He was very rank, and by rank, meaning he wanted to go, and you could tell by the way he was pulling his head, he was fighting with the jockey. And when you do that, you're trying to preserve the horse not to go the fast fractions. But if the horse doesn't want any of that and you're pulling on him to try to get him to slow down and back off and relax, and he doesn't cooperate, you're taking more out of the horse than you would have in just letting him go. And what ended up happening when they got into the stretch, when he did tire, he looked like a drunken sailor or Ralph leaving the bar after too many Miller Lights all over the racetrack, zigging and zagging. And if you remember, after that race the following week, I was talking about a bad beat again, because whenever he was swerving in the lane, he interfered with another horse who interfered with my horse, who was coming on strong and was going to be second in that race and give me a very nice exacta. But it set up a issue of bumper cars in the stretch, and we'll talk about that with some of the other horses in this race, how they were affected by that. I think they let him go. They probably worked on trying to get him to calm down and not be so fired up in the post parade and then out of the gate. Maybe just, they send him and let him go as far as he can go. And I think that not fighting him will carry him farther. I still don't think he can beat Concert Tour, but I don't see him fading in the stretch the way he did last time. I have him as my second choice.
All right, Mark's got him at that second choice. We're going to go to the number 3 horse here. Sig, this is Bob Baffert's quote-unquote other horse here. Hosier 3-1. Finished second here at the Rebel. Was really just the best of the rest in that race. Some people think that the extra distance might do him some good here. What do you think?
I could definitely agree with them, Joe. Hosier here rewarded Baffert's confidence when he shipped him out to the Rebel here, finishing second. Like Marco said, Caddo River caused a lot of interference in the stretch run as he was drifting, as he tired in the Rebel. Hosier did benefit from that, but he also benefits from the fact that he's in this Baffert barn, and they're all trained. I mean, he basically debuted back in January in the same exact maiden race that Concert Tour debuted, and he ended up finishing 4th there. Came back, broke his maiden on his second attempt, and then they shipped him here for the Rebel. Ran really well. Speed figures are improving with each race out, and he's out of Pioneer now, so he's bred for distance. The longer distance will definitely help him here. He has a blazing fast work. Last Saturday, he went 4 furlongs in 46.5, and he looks primed to close into what should be a very fast early pace battle here between Concert Tour and Caddo River. If they go too fast up front, or Concert Tour or Caddo River don't have the stamina, I think Hosier's here to pick up the pieces. And I like the fact that Martin Garcia came back to ride. He rode him last time, timed his closing run really well. I think he'll do that again. The Connections paid $625,000 for this colt as a yearling, so they do have great expectations for him. I'm expecting another big run out of him Saturday, and I expect him to be part of the exacta. He is my second choice in here. I'm not sure if he's going to improve enough to give Concert Tour a run for his money, but this horse could possibly, if there's a horse in this field, I could possibly upset Concert Tour. I think it's this horse.
All right, moving on to number 4, Marco, Get Her Number. Also in the Oaklawn at the Rebel Stakes, kind of got bumped mid-stretch there and never really became a factor. But at the price right now, 6-1 morning line, maybe exotics in her future.
Yeah, this is the horse, Joe, that next to my horse, Big Lake, which is the one horse that's not in this race from the Rebel, that ended up finishing 3rd in the Rebel, got interfered with the most. When Big Lake got hit and hurt its chances to finish 2nd in the Rebel, when he got hit, he went sideways and hit this horse, Get Her Number. Get Her Number was making a move when all of the stuff happened, and I really expect a much better effort from Get Her Number. I think that this horse also needed that race last time. You look at Get Her Number, hadn't raced since September. This was one of the few horses that quit early last year and then came back with a late start, didn't get back to the races until March. So the combination of needing that last race and the fact that it got really taken out of the race in the stretch, I expect much bigger things here. And people are going to look and just see, oh, hey, finished 7th, got beat by 6 1/4 lengths, whatever it was there in this same field. And they're going to disregard this horse. They're also going to look at the jockey and say, well, last time it had Castellano on, now it's picking up Francisco Arrieta. I'm going to tell you, this kid can ride. He's ridden on the smaller circuits, and he's done well. This is a big, big opportunity for him that if he can get this horse to finish 2nd in this race, he's going to find himself in the Kentucky Derby with a mount. I like Get Her Number, and I think you're going to get a good price on her. I keep saying her. It's not a her. The name makes you think it's a her, but Get Her Number will be closing in the stretch, which should be, as Sig said, a fast, honest pace up front, even though it's a short field. I think this is the horse that can make you the value on your ticket.
All right, there you go. Moving on to the favorite. There it is, Concert Tour, Sig. I mean, what else can we say? With a win, we're looking at the number 2 spot, right? As far as the Derby prep getting ready for next month, what do you think of Concert Tour?
Joe, Concert Tour's basically, he was unraced as a 2-year-old, which always was a Derby no-no up until Justify broke that curse a couple years back. He's done nothing wrong in his short career here. 3 races, 3 wins, all convincing wins. Broke his maiden in January at Santa Anita, followed that up with a win in the San Vicente, also Santa Anita in February, before shipping out here to the Rebel at Oaklawn. What this horse hasn't done, though, is face adversity yet. Caddo River tried to give him a battle early in the Rebel, but as like Marco said there, Laurent Giroux fought him and held him back. I don't think that's going to happen this time. I think they're going to send both these horses, and I expect the battle there. How he handles the adversity is going to be the question, because he hasn't really had to face that. In all his races, either been on the lead or just been just off the pace setters, stalking them and then making his move when he wanted to. He's looked fantastic in recent workouts, and on paper, he towers over this field. Like Marco said before, they want to keep this horse undefeated, and if he gets 100 points here, I think he'll be second in the total points, right behind Essential Quality. I expect the 2 of them to go into the Kentucky Derby as your 1 and 2 morning line favorites. Whether the betting goes that way, I'm not sure, but I think Concert Tour wins this race pretty easily. He is my top choice in here, and I expect to win, and I expect him to go into the Derby looking to take that done as well.
All right, that leaves us one more here, Marco. Number 6, Last Samurai, probably a good bet to carry the longest odds here in the Derby by the time we get to the post. But 15-1, I believe, was it the Southwest Stakes at Oaklawn, where Essential Quality made everyone else look like they were sitting still. What do you think of the chances here?
Well, looking at the horse on paper, he's going to have a hard time. He doesn't have the speed figures to run with these horses. He's only had 1 start this year, and that was after having a pretty decent layoff. He quit in October last year and came back in that Southwest Stakes late February 27th to be exact. And the problem in that race is it's kind of hard to really take anything from that race. It was his first race of the year off the long layoff, and it was a very muddy track. He was on the inside for most of that race, and a lot of times on muddy tracks, the inside gets really bogged down, and that might not be the place to be. By the time they came off the turn and were swinging for home, this horse moved all the way from the inside to the outside to try to make a run, and it just couldn't make up any ground on Essential Quality in that race. 1, did he not like the mud? 2, that was his first start, definitely needed a tightener. So it would not totally surprise me if this horse, ran on the bottom end of the exacta, not the exacta, excuse me, the trifecta or superfecta, but it's not one of my choices here. I think there's better ways to do this race. But I can tell you, with a short field and a horse that does look to lay over the field, you want to have at least 1 ticket where you have your winning horse that you like on top and maybe 2 horses in the second spot, and then you hit that little all button in the third spot in case one of those big long shots do run in late on the trifecta to give you a little bit of value. But that would be just as what we refer to in the business as a saver ticket.
All right. Well, it's that time here, guys. 6-horse field here for the Arkansas Derby. It is time to take a look at your cards, guys. Figure out exactly how you're putting it together, what you're putting together. So, Sig, I'm coming to you first, my man. Talk to me. Let me see what you got for your card here this weekend.
I told you guys just a minute ago, Concert Tour is my top choice. I got him on top here. He's going to have to run the wrong way, I think, to lose this race. The next 2 best options are 3 Hozier and the 2 Caddo River. I think either one of those finishes second in this race. And my 4th choice in here is Superstock. He might have a chance to improve a little bit more here for Steve Asmussen. But I think you can get away with playing an exacta here with a 5 with 2-3 underneath and a trifecta 5 with 2-3 with 1-2-3-4. I think gets you through here. The 6-horse Last Samurai that Marco just talked about. If I own a racehorse, the last word I want in the name of that racehorse is the word last. You don't want your horse ever to finish last. You don't want your horse named last. He's going to be last. He is the Last Samurai. He's your last finisher in the Arkansas Derby. Write him off.
He's out. All right, I saw a lot of odd number horses there, Marco. Talk to me. Where are you going? What's on your card here, Marco?
Well, we're in agreement on the 5-horse Concert Tour is the horse to beat, and based off that last race. Colorado River, I expect to be much better, but is going to have to improve by leaps and bounds to get by Concert Tour the way the last race unfolded. I do have Colorado River second. I do expect that improvement. I don't expect this horse to tire in the stretch as badly as he did last time. And then as I talked about when we went through the field, the 4-horse, Get Her Number, was the horse most affected by the horses that are in this field from the Rebel. I think this horse makes a major leap forward. I have that horse third. And then I have Hosier fourth. Really, I have to do it because the horse can close. But, Sig talked about it. I'm going to tell you, you go back and look at that race, and all Hosier did was go to the rail and never leave the rail the entire race. And when everybody was playing bumper cars down the stretch, he just came up the inside, open lane, nobody touch him. And
Damn power surge. Son of a bitch. God damn. All right, hold on. Let's just get those two to log back on quick, and we'll come right back in, because if I'm not mistaken, it just never goes off. The stream just stays, yeah, so. Yeah. Yeah, they're good. There he goes. Keep him there. Sig's good. Get Marco back in there quick. Yeah, come on, Marco. You got it. I just turned them off. All right, guys, sorry about that. Technology is wonderful when it works, but we are back here to finish up our final thoughts on the Arkansas Derby. Let me bring back Marco here so he can finish up his card. And Marco, when we last saw you and heard you, you were talking about Hosier. You were talking about, maybe not as high as some of the other people have it. So explain where you have him on your card here coming into the Derby.
Yeah, I have Hosier fourth in this race. And Joe, if you go back and look at that race, we talked about all the horses in the bumper cars down the stretch. Hosier never left the rail. This horse had a clean trip up the inside. When everybody was swaying to the outside and getting bumped, he had a clear path up the inside and got second. To me, it was a counterfeit second. He would not have finished second in that race if it was a clean race without the bumping. Now, moving here, he does have a license to improve because he doesn't have that many starts, only 3 career starts, and his speed figures have improved in every race. But I just think that the other horses would have beat him in that last race if there wasn't for the traffic. So that's why I have him 4th, but I do have him on my ticket because I don't want him to run me over if he finishes on the bottom end of it. But I do think the other 2 horses I have in front of him are better horses overall.
All right, there you go. Very good here, guys, and that's it. We got a Derby to race here, as it is one of the last prep races here of the before we hit the Kentucky Derby, and then of course that begins the Triple Crown March. I do want to remind you guys also a couple of opportunities here. Don't forget about Sig's daily racing reports, and of course those daily racing reports are always available for you guys during the week at 9 a.m. if you visit his page. Oh, anyway, hold on. Yeah, if you visit his page, of course, at the Daily Race Report, available weekdays, racing days rather, 9 a.m., wt.buzz/SIG. And of course, do not forget, guys, you had the opportunity to get an all-access pass. That's right, an all-access pass for Marco's Saturday card. And that will include, of course, at the track, all his horses and selections there, as well as Major League Baseball, the NBA, NHL. Just $39 if you head over to Marco's page now at WagerTalk. Grab every one of his selections on Saturday, just $39 now. So that does it here, guys. It's Arkansas Derby time, and then, of course, it's a matter of just waiting and getting ready for the Derby itself as Triple Crown season just around the corner. A lot of fun, a lot of opportunities to make it a profitable time between now and then. Just make sure you visit both of these guys here at WagerTalk.com. So on behalf of Marco and the horseshoe we pulled out of Sig's ass, also on Sig for sticking it to Marco at the poker table. Guys, it's another edition of the Pony Pundits. Thanks for hanging out with us. Keep an eye out. We'll be back again getting you ready for the Kentucky Derby before you know it. So best of luck, guys, this weekend. We'll talk to you again soon.